Mine's a very kind of simple technical question. So I've been sitting a little bit lately, and I've had this great plan that I would like sit a whole bunch while I was here, and except that when I sit down, I find that I have so much pain in my body, and it's like psychosomatic pain. It's like I don't have any medical problems or anything, but it's like it's so intense, and I can't tell if it's physical or emotional or both or what. And it's like and I try to sit with it, but it's just so intense and it makes me so squirmy. And I tried to do walking meditation today. There's not a whole lot of space to do walking meditation, but I tried to do some walking meditation, and that was nice. But I love sitting, and I'm like really kind of attached to it. um and I've just been like, yeah, even for a few minutes, it's like I have to keep readjusting myself, and like it's like grips my back and my body, and I don't know what to do.
Yeah. I think, we go through things in our life and time to time in our mind and body. And I think what your body's telling you is, even though you say, I love sitting, and I'm sure you do, but right now, I don't think maybe your body is loving it. So what you can do is continue with the walking meditation. And that can be walking up and down the hall. That could be walking up and down the hall. That can be sitting in a chair. I'm sitting in a chair right now, so I can see you all, and the computer's up high. Sit in a chair, you can do that. You can lay down on a couch or a bed and do lie down meditation. You can rotate them. Sansaneem always said, body sit not important. How do you keep your mind? That's what we're doing here. How do we keep our mind? This body can do any kind of position. And even if you sit, you could still be thinking. Or you could be walking and be super clear. So it's not about the body so much as how do you keep your mind. You don't have to, maybe when this pain passes away, in this particular phase passes away, then you'll be sitting without any body pain just fine. So I kind of go with the flow with it, more so. We have these ideas about what we think we're supposed to do. And I always love this story. I practiced for a long time. This isn't quite the same as what you're talking about, Shika, but I practiced for a long time in the Vipassana tradition. And I sat at retreat there once for 6 months. And there's very, very slow moving that goes on. And Joseph Goldstein, who was the teacher there, I love him. If you ever get a chance to go hear Joseph speak or go sit with him, he's a great teacher. He's excellent. And he told this funny story about how he was outside. So you could walk really slowly, very mindfully, and you can kind of go off and do your own thing in Barre, Massachusetts. You don't have to sit at sitting time, walk at walking time. You want to keep walking, you can keep walking. You want to keep sitting, you can keep sitting. And so this one day he looked up in the window, and he thought it was Mahasi Sayadaw, who was visiting from, at the time it was called Burma. And he was this great master, and he saw him, what he thought was him, looking out the window at him. And he thought, oh, he's watching me, because I'm kind of his star student. And so I'm going to walk even more slowly and more mindfully, like really slow motion. It almost, it looks funny when you drive by, you're like, what are these people doing, And eventually, after like a good hour of this, he noticed that Mahasi Sayadaw wasn't moving at all, right? And he's looking up. And when the light began to change, he noticed that this was a lamp in the window. It was not Mahasi Sayadaw. And so, of course, everybody thought that was quite funny. And I really appreciate another aspect of the story, which is having some idea of what we think is the right way to practice, what we think is mindful, of who we think is watching, right? And it's funny to me that he got so wrapped up in that, and then found out he was doing this whole thing. Well, he was doing it for himself. He's a very clear guy, but also to find out that all that time it was just a lamp. You know, we want something from this meditation. We really want the highest meaning of all the holy truths. And we, you know, it's like somebody came to Bodhidharma. The emperor asked him, okay, you've been sitting there for 9 years. What's the highest meaning of all the holy truths? And what did Bodhidharma say? No holiness is clear like space. Or Yushika just walking up and down the hall. No holiness is clear like space. So, yeah, I would just go with the flow on that one. Don't put any kind of constraint on yourself at all. Just do what feels right.